Hey, what's up? So today we are looking at the Hulk. This is Gladiator Hulk, actually, from the movie Thor Ragnarok. This is brought to you by Mezco in their 112 Collective Pose Play Display. So this box is a bit oversized, that's why you can't see the top on the camera. It is a standard box which has a slide up so you can see the figure on the inside. He's not in there because he's right next to me. You get the figure, you get an alternate head, you get extra hands, axe, hammer, base, and armature. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Get to what you want to see. Here's the base. Yeah, that's what you want to see. Base. It looks good because it actually just has the movie title the way it's designed. No Hulk. Clearly, if you have the Hulk standing on this, you know it's the Hulk. Alright, here is the big guy himself. Just reposition the camera. Get a little bit closer. Alright, let's go over the fists. I did swap out the fists. Normally, he comes with the two fist hands in the box. Fists are done very well. Let me just get the camera zoom in. They'll get there. Anyway, let's keep going. So we got the hands. We got a pair of gripping hands. I don't know why the focus wants to be on the Hulk. Everybody wants to see the Hulk. Okay, well, you got two gripping hands. You get the fist hands. You get an axe, which looks nice, has nice polish to it, has a nice look of rusting on it. Done very well. See some chip in here. I don't know if that's supposed to be on purpose or not. There's some black paint there. Why did my camera doesn't want to focus on the axe? That's interesting. Let's try one more time. There we go. Just had to hit the autofocus. Alright, so the axe looks nice. And here is the hammer. Looking good, looking good. I like the worn look. I like the paint that they use. I like the brushing. Very nice, very nice. Let's get back focus on the Hulk. Ah, there we go. Alright, actually, let's bring up the head. This head is beautifully done. Look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. Great sculpt. Great attention to detail. I love the eyes. There's a nice gloss over the eyes. Very similar to what they do with Hot Toys. It just gives it that look of lifelike look. Teeth look nice. The sculpt overall, it doesn't look like the Mark Ruffalo too much, but overall he looks beautiful. I love the paint on the branding, the tattoo on the face. It looks great. The figure overall looks great. Let's get into articulation, then we'll get to the elephant in the room. Okay, articulation. Head is on a ball joint, which is limited with the helmeted head, which we're going to pull off right now. We're going to take a look at closely. So, yeah, look, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, the helmet, everything on it is done so well. It does limit the articulation on the head. So I'm going to just leave this off for right now. I'll go through the rest of the body, and then I'll put on the other head, and then we'll talk about the elephant. All right, so articulation. So you got a joint at the shoulder, joint at the elbow, ball joint at the wrist, ball joint at the ankle, joint at the knee, joint at the hip. There's a waist, no ab, and this one's pretty limited over here on the same side. Okay. Let's see a paint flecking right there. Oop. I did it all out of focus. Sorry, guys. I'll go over it again. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, ankle, knee, hip. And if you can see, I'll show you. A little bit of paint just came right off onto the base plate. Probably from where the joints are. All right. So, thing I mentioned already, and this is the unfortunate part about this figure. The elephant in the room, and everybody's been talking about it on Facebook and probably all the boards. The paint. You guys can see that. That is not a trick on the camera. That is not a, oh, it's just the lighting. No, I'm going to use one of his weapons. The paint is way off. This body, this head do not match. It almost appears like as if the Hulk is wearing makeup for a TV show, and You know how like when they put makeup on the face, but they don't do the neck, and you can just see the color variation. That's what it looks like there. As there's also, you can see a color variation between the joint and the shoulder. That should be seamless, and it's not. The painting for the tattooing is beautiful. The paint on the armor is beautiful. The choices to use the plastic and fabric mixture is nice. I love how this is plastic, all this is plastic. The only real fabric pieces are here, here, a little bit under here, and that's pretty much it. But I think it works well for this figure. The paint, going back to it, you can see that there's tone variations between them. Now, I do believe that this is what happens when you have multiple shops doing different pieces. So one place was doing the head, another place was doing the body, another place was doing the hands, and they all were using different paints, so they all had a different idea as to what green to use, which is a bad idea. Clearly, it did not work for this, and everybody can see it, and it makes for the figure to be like broken up. Now, I could put the gladiator head on there, and you don't notice it as much. It's still noticeable, but just not as abundantly noticeable as this is. This is, you can't ignore it. Any collector would be able to say, what's wrong with this guy? Because it doesn't look right. The head does look a little small as well on the body. Only really when you look at it in certain spots, it just doesn't, it just doesn't look right. There's something off about it. The hands do hold the weapons nicely. They do grip very well. Typically, I am very much a fan of Mezco's stuff. This guy, somebody screwed up somewhere. The moment that they realized that this paint was off, they should have stopped production. They should have figured it out. I would have suggested changing the head maybe, because this isn't acceptable for, this would be acceptable for maybe a $30 figure. This figure is $125 retail, and if somebody were to say, hey, check out this figure, I'd be like, what's wrong with it? And that's unfortunate. Mezco should be, I don't know if they've announced anything about this, or if they've apologized, or if they've addressed it. Not that I'm aware of, but in my opinion, there's a problem. And the only way to fix it would be for them to send out replacement heads that would match the body, because trying to match the body, to replace the entire body for the head wouldn't make sense. To replace the head, it's a smaller piece but has more paint. I don't know which way I would try to do to fix this. Nobody really knows if you can even fix it at this point. The only thing I would suggest them doing is offering a replacement kit, or putting an additional, maybe one additional head into the Thor pack, which hasn't come out yet, just as like a companion, or almost an apology, saying, hey, listen, we recognize that this doesn't match this, and we stand behind our products. You're grabbing the Thor to match the Hulk. Let's at least fix the head for you guys. Give you either the gladiator version or the regular unhelmeted version, or both. Who knows? I don't know how much that would cut into their profit margin, but if they want to stand behind their product, that's what you got to do. So I honestly cannot recommend this figure due to the fact that the head and the paint don't match. If that was it, if this was better, everything else I could pretty much let go. I could let go of the joint issue, because I could just turn his hand like that. You can't even see the joint. It's you can move the joint out. You can figure out a way to hide that, because that should not be. You shouldn't be able to see a color variation between the two. Not with this caliber of figure. This is one of their more plasticky figures, so that might be the issue. That typically we don't see the joints. So maybe with this they need to be a little bit more intricate as to the color variations between them, and typically we have them hidden by the cloth fabrics. But everybody's allowed to have a misstep. This is one of theirs. I can't recommend it, but if you are a fan of Mezco and you do love to just have every one of their figures, you're going to buy this. There are other options out there, but sorry guys, this one is an easy pass. Unless maybe they decide that they're going to fix something, or they're going to offer something to help with it. Even if they say, hey, $10 will give you a replacement heads. I know it's more money, but just to cover the shipping, just it's something to show that they stand behind their product, and they recognize that there is an issue with this figure, because there clearly is. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. I got more to come. Later.